Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Haskins has unfortunately suffered a neck injury and is unable to compete for the foreseeable future. Because of this injury, Mark Haskins will have to vacate the British Heavyweight Championship at the Future of Fight. Ladies and gentlemen, as you heard before the opening credits, your British Heavyweight Champion Mark Haskins is injured and unable to compete. As the title will be vacated, Fight Nation Management have announced a 4-man tournament to crown a new champion at the Future of Fight on November 19th. The first man to be entered into that tournament is the anarchist James Castle. Let's take a look at Castle in action right now against Psycho Phillips in the Lethal Lottery final.
The following contest is a singles match, and it is the final of the Lethal Lottery tournament for the #1 contendership to the Fight Nation British Heavyweight Championship. In the opening rounds of the tournament, these two men competed as a team, but now they must face off against each other in the final for the opportunity to become champion. Introducing first, to my right, from Camden Town, this is the anarchist, James Castle! And his opponent to my left, hailing from Worley Hospital, please welcome Psycho Phillips!
Steve Linsky is checking over here in what is quite obviously and evidently your main event of the evening here at Wednesday Night Wrestling. This one is officially underway. Referee Steve Linsky here, making sure this is all legit Steve Linsky. That's what he was called out at secondary school by girls and boys. Psycho Phillips there and James Castle. This is huge stakes, absolutely huge stakes. It cannot actually be overstated. This is not just a Lethal Lottery final between these former tag team partners, but it is for the #1 contendership for the Fight Nation British Heavyweight Championship. Oh, beautiful move there by James Castle. Almost sort of like a backdrop, like he held him by the waist and took him down with him. Great use of technique to break up what was going on there. Actually, not sure how much was James Castle, how much was Psycho Phillips. Oh, but that was all James Castle. James Castle, of course, has famously said in the past that once you get punched in the face, everything changes. And Psycho Phillips will do well. And Psycho Phillips will roll out. There you go. Nice headlock takedown, keeps the headlock. Dead center of the ring. It's looking to cut off the blood, looking to cut off the oxygen to the head. You cut the oxygen, all the blood getting to the brain. It's game over. Psycho Phillips being pushed back to Vigor West for James Castle. James Castle doesn't care for the audience, don't know why they're cheering for him. Oh, what a beautiful move by Psycho Phillips. Takes it down with another headlock. That was beautiful technique by Psycho Phillips, and James Castle was in a really, really bad place right now. Oh, let's go for the headlock, and James Castle turns it into a head scissors. That was beautiful technique by the anarchist himself. Dead center of the ring. Well, if Psycho Phillips taps, of course, James Castle will become the #1 contender. Oh, slap to the face by Psycho Phillips, rolls him up. James Castle back to vertical bases. Here they go. Sends in the Irish whip, coming back down. Huge shoulder bars, and James Castle hits the canvas hard. Psycho Phillips off the ropes again. James Castle, beautiful leapfrog. See Psycho Phillips coming, goes to the hip toss, doesn't work out, goes for the second time, goes for a huge close. Psycho Phillips misses Psycho Phillips. Boot stops the momentum, huge back elbow. James Castle is rocking, and I'm afraid he's not rolling, catches a big boot, and that's going to make things even worse. Psycho Phillips, a huge clothesline, takes down James Castle on a second one, and the Anarchist is in real trouble here. And Psycho Phillips, oh, he went for a punch. James Castle ducked. Oh, he's and a surprise suplex. A surprise suplex for Psycho Phillips. Hooks the leg. Linsky's in position. Oh, that's a two and a third, I think. If you're taking it to percentages, 2 and 0.33%. Psycho Phillips is relishing this. Well, Psycho Phillips may well be enjoying himself because he's a psycho, but he should be concentrating on the fact that he can become #1 contender. But Psycho Phillips may have heard my words of wisdom because he looks like he's going for it all right here. Oh, caught by a kick to the midget, kicked into the side of it. What a kick! What a kick by James Castle. Psycho Phillips, the momentum. And the wind's taken completely out of his sails here, James Castle. What is he thinking here off the ropes? Oh, what a huge move, he dived! He dived right through! That was a suicide dive to the apron. That is extremely, extremely dangerous. That shows you exactly what it means to the Anarchist. He might not care about these fans, but I guarantee you he cares about winning this match. Absolutely no doubt about it. Well, you wouldn't want to be Psycho Phillips. Oh, straight into the ring post. James Castle completely unforgiving with an Irish whip into the ring post. And Psycho Phillips might be out cold. Linsky's got a count going. Referee's up to... Oh, what a knee. Did you see that knee? Loosened a few of the front row of the teeth. A few of the front row teeth, rather. From Psycho Phillips, James Castle could have it right here. No, doesn't even get a 2 count. There's a little bit of a fight left in this Psycho. Both men want it. Both men want to assert their authority here in Fight Nation. What better way than becoming a #1 contender? Trying to make Psycho Phillips smile. Why is he actually so serious? Clubbing blow. And another one from the other side. Wearing down the muscles, wearing down the trapeze, wearing down the face. Oh, straight to the back. So this is a dissection by the Anarchist James Castle. He's not just picking on one body part, and there you go. He doesn't care about the adoration of the fans whatsoever. He cares. He cares about getting his hand raised. Irate. Steve Linsky should be getting in there. Should be stopping that sort of thing. He's an anarchist, one name anarchist by nature. Oh, what a double stomp that was. Did you hear the collective ooh from the crowd here at Weymouth? This is your main event. It is Wednesday Night Wrestling, and it could be all over. No, it's only a 2 count, says referee Steve Linsky. Your main event of Wednesday Night Wrestling, brought to you, of course, by Fight Nation. Trying to get some air back into the lungs is Psycho Phillips, James Castle. James Castle is trying to rip the hair out from the root. There's a European uppercut. There's a forearm, and James Castle had it up. This is what you're dealing with Psycho Phillips. I've absolutely no way he can come at you. But James Castle just as quickly takes down Psycho Phillips, and a huge clothesline seals the deal. Psycho Phillips trying to get the crowd to give him some momentum, because every time he seems to be getting ahead of steam, James Castle wisely stops him. James Castle brings him up, shoves his head straight into that turnbuckle, and that is absolutely unforgiving. Shushing the crowd. Oh, he took off a few hairs with that one. Oh, Psycho Phillips is not going to feel that in the morning. He is feeling that right now. Oh, and you can see it. Oh, what a shoulder thrust that was. Again, Psycho Phillips gets a shot on. As soon as he gets a shot on, bang, James Castle is straight back on it. Psycho Phillips has not been able to get any momentum going really in this match. James Castle is... Oh, James Castle! What a punch that was! What an absolute punch. just shook every single one of the brain cells of Psycho Phillips, who once again, the unpredictability of Psycho Phillips has caught James Castle off ground. Cross strikes, uppercuts, what a punch, and there's a punch of his own from Psycho Phillips. And Psycho Phillips, now can he seize the momentum and keep on him? Rolls man of the way, comes off the other rope. What a beautiful move that was! That's got to be Austrian. Psycho Phillips in perfect position with the leg up. Oh, 2 7/8. Take that, 2 1/3. Whew. Psycho Phillips. Steve Linsky is saying 2, but the audience here is saying 3. And now Psycho Phillips is saying it's over. Surely James Castle. And he's got him up on his shoulders. It's not good to be the anarchist right about now. Anarchist slips right out the back. What a clothesline catching. Once again, James Castle trying to build the momentum for himself. What a huge knee. Brainbuster! Psycho Phillips here for the Brainbuster. That's 1, that's 2, oh, so close to becoming the #1 contender for the Fight Nation British Heavyweight Championship. James Castle has been close, Psycho Phillips has been close. This is main event territory, ladies and gentlemen, here on Wednesday Night Wrestling. Psycho Phillips now. Psycho Phillips is now trying to get back to his feet, as James Castle was mere moments ago. This is a hell of a back and forth contest, and you'd expect nothing less with the prize on that. He's just slapping him. I would not slap Psycho Phillips like that. I think he might regret that, James Castle. Oh, he regretted it. A huge boot. And the anarchist. Oh, what a knee! Did you see that knee from James Castle? Absolutely devastating knee. Psycho Phillips! What a powerbomb! Oh, ladies and gentlemen, put it in the book! Oh! James Castle! 17/18ths. Is that even a recognised fraction? Whew. Psycho Phillips is calling for a tombstone. We just powerbombed the heck out of James Castle. No, that's not a tombstone. Is it a tombstone? Oh, he is going for one. He's oh, wait a minute. James Castle's got Steve Linsky. James Castle's got Steve Linsky. What the hell was that all about? Wait a minute, he's just lowered the knee pad. He's just lowered the knee pad. He said one punch can change everything, but he just hit it with a knee, square in the cranium, and Linsky's in position, and we got a new #1 contender.
Here is your winner and the #1 contender to the Fight Nation British Heavyweight Championship, James Castle.
A hard-fought battle and an impressive victory there for the anarchist James Castle, who is our first man to be entered into the British Heavyweight Championship tournament at the Future of Fight. There are still 3 men to be announced for this tournament, but given his aggressive nature, you have to think that Castle must be a favourite to win that tournament. Don't miss Fight Nation Live as the stars of Wednesday Night Wrestling come to battle it out in a town near you. On November 19th, we visit MySkateWorld in Eastbourne for our end-of-season finale, The Future of Fight. That show features the 4-man tournament to crown a new British heavyweight champion, and you can get your tickets at fightnation.bigcartel.com right now. That's fightnation.bigcartel.com. Before the commercial break, we saw James Castle in action, and he, of course, is the first man entered into the British Heavyweight Championship tournament at the Future of Fight. The second man to be entered into that tournament is White Lightning Mark Andrews. Let's see Mark Andrews in action now in what was his Wednesday Night Wrestling debut against Josh Bowden.
Josh Bowden is on the losing streak and he's looking to stop it right here, right now. But what an opponent to pick to try and get rid of a losing streak. Might be a mistake by the loose cannon, Josh Bowden. Unsurprising ovation for the White Lightning from Wales himself, Mark Andrews. Tom Scarborough's your referee for this contest. It's your main event of Wednesday Night Wrestling. Brought to you by Fight Nation. And this is going to be special. Josh Bowden standing his ground. Josh Bowden has a point to prove. Last 2 times I believe we've seen him in action. He lost to Psycho Phillips in Canterbury, and we saw him lose what he considered a humiliating loss against rookie Gabriel Kidd in Weymouth. Yeah, here we are, and Josh Bowden starting this contest, I guarantee you, as he means to go on. You've got to believe in just by seeing them in the ring. I think maybe Josh Bowden has more strength than Mark Andrews. I think he has a little bit more of the power game. Agility, I think they're both quite evenly matched, but I think you'd have to tip the edge to Mark Andrews, absolutely. Good takedown there by Josh Bowden. Josh Bowden getting right in the face of Mark Andrews. He's saying, look, I want the losing streak. I don't care if this is your debut. I don't care if you're some sort of international star. Mark Andrews is here to make a statement. I think Josh Bowden is saying, not on my watch. You might be here to make a statement, but I'm here to make a retraction that I am a loser in Fight Nation, because I most certainly am not. Look at these, threatening with those kicks. Telling Mark Andrews, watch my feet, because if I get a chance, I'm going to kick your head off. Your shoulders. Pushes back into the corner. Oh, it's just like scrubbing his face, scrubbing his hair. That's insulting, that is. That's insulting by Bowden. But we've come to expect nothing less from Mr. Muscle, Steel and Sex Appeal. But he's up there against the Mighty Morphin One himself, the White Lightning, Cardiff's very own Mark Andrews. Gets an arm wringer. Trying to twist the arm. Josh Bowden very quickly gets out. He didn't just get out of it, he got it very quickly. There's a little bit of a wrist lock of his own. Tightens that arm wringer. Mark Andrews trying to get out of this. Rolls one way. Oh, look. But Josh Bowden's got the mastery of it there. And Mark Andrews already is down on the canvas, probably where he does not want to be, especially when he's in there with someone like Josh Bowden. Once again, he's down. Mark Andrews trying to get back to his feet. Oh, what a beautiful nip up that was by Mark Andrews. Turns him inside out, beautiful, into a hammerlock transition, down to a headlock on the canvas. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, you will be talking about your catch-as catch can here in your main event of Wednesday Night Wrestling, brought to you by Fight Nation. And you're going to see a little bit of everything. Head scissors there applied by Josh Bowden. And now the pressure's on Mark Andrews. And now the blood flow of Mark Andrews is compromised. He just bridged himself up. Look at this, Mark Andrews just saying, I don't care what predicament you've got me. What's he doing? Oh, did you see that by Mark Andrews? He nipped up out of a head scissors. And even Josh Bowden looks like he might have a little bit of respect for that one athleticism. Both these men are superior athletes at the very peak of their powers here in Fight Nation. Oh, well, that's not going to help you get to your peak at all there by Josh Bowden. A big old knee to your ribcage. Off the ropes he goes. Beautiful arm drag there. How about a second one for your trouble, Mr. Bowden? Oh, he was trying to make it free, but he's been caught by Bowden. Oh, he got the third one out of him anyway. And Josh Bowden almost ate the fist of Mark Andrews. He said, no thank you. He said, no thank you, I've already had my lunch. They're calling Josh Bowden a chicken. I mean, you could call him a chicken. Is he a chicken? I don't know, to be honest. If somebody tried to punch me in the face and they looked like they were definitely going to do it, I'd like to think I'd get out of the way of the punch. Now, whether or not Josh Bowden actually needs this amount of time outside the ring, I don't know. Tom Scarborough's got a count going. We're up to 5, Josh Bowden. He hasn't got much more time. Oh, in fact, time's run out. Mark Andrews is probably the faster of the two. I don't think Josh Bowden wants to get into a race. Or maybe he does. Oh, look at that, tried this summer. I told you Mark Andrews was probably the quicker of the two. Chops him right in the middle of his body. Over he floats. Oh, lands on his feet. That's athleticism personified. An arm drag. A deep arm drag, and he holds it, and he holds it tight in the centre of the ring. What a debut. You'd expect nothing less from an international calibre star. Quite like White Lightning himself. Mark Andrews. Right to the eye there. Oh, what a kick by Josh Bowden. Took every bit of oxygen out of every single part. And Mark Andrews' lungs, that was a smack and a crack, ladies and gentlemen. I wouldn't be surprised if Mark Andrews is having trouble breathing. Oh, just kicks. Trying to kick his ear. Trying to kick his ear off the skull, and again. We told you Josh Bowden is looking to make a retraction to the statement that he's a loser. He's on a losing streak. He doesn't see Mark Andrews as a competitor. He sees him as a target, and he's got a bow and arrow to fire right at that target. Huge shot to the head, now goes for the cover. It's a 2 count. He is wearing down Mark Andrews. And White Lightning better get striking. Otherwise, this debut to Mark Andrews. What a snap suplex, floats over, has the cover. Tom Scar in perfect position, and it's a 2 count. Yes, he's going to have to get some momentum going here. It's Mark Andrews, because at the moment he's got no offense going whatsoever. He is at the mercy of the loose cannon. What a main event this is of Wednesday Night Wrestling, of course, brought to you by Fight Nation. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Where would you rather be? Where could you be? You could be anywhere, but you wouldn't have the action this good anywhere. I guarantee it, and I guarantee you that Josh Bowden is going to want to have to get someone to look at that jaw. Oh, and exactly, put the ditto in that column for Mark Andrews. Both men kicking the bones and the muscles away from their mandibles. Oh, what a kick that was by Josh Bowden. Both men. Oh, just top. Well, that's completely disrespectful by Josh Bowden. Just threw him out. Threw him out like he was putting out the recycling in the box. Oh no. Oh no, he did not do that. Oh, they seem to be getting louder every time. Pop, snap, crackle. Woo! That's a man's chest. Contemplate that for a second. Contemplate that noise emanating from your chest. Oh, and how about that noise emanating from your skull? And how about that one after you've been struck in the head with a knee? Well, what must that feel like inside the ribcage? What sort of internal damage could some of these shots be doing to Mark Andrews? It's his debut. He doesn't want to make it his swan song, I'll tell you that much. But Josh Bowden here, up to a count of 7. Tom Scarborough breaks the count. Both men are inside the ring. Off the ropes goes Bowden. Double drop kick. Both feet. And there's a nip up. He can do it as well. All night long for Josh Bowden. He's been a part of some epic contests in Fight Nation over the past few months. Remember, who can forget the classic 2 out of 3 falls match he had with Ryan Smile, our very first main event of Wednesday Night Wrestling. Back what seems like a lifetime ago in Weymouth. Josh Bowden, he's got all the tools, he's got all the attributes, everything's in the right place, but he's having trouble finishing the job. It's the winning of the matches. He gets all but the hand raised, and he's looking to address that. And knees like that bouncing off Mark Andrews will certainly help. Off the ropes, could reverse by Mark Andrews, reversal by Bowden. Oh, that was a reversal and a half there by Mark Andrews. Both men firing drop kicks, both men so proficient with their feet. And I tell you, this is a contest between their feet when you think about it. Who's got the strongest kick? Who's got the best mastery? They have got the athleticism. They have got everything going on, both of them. They are the total packages here in Fight Nation. Who is going to get the upper hand here? We saw Liquid Dreams and DND earlier on in that tag match, and the thing is, at this point in the contest, you wish you'd have a tag team partner to tag, but there's no one for either man to tag. They've got to take it on their own and try and make up their own steam. They've got no partner to recover from an enziguri like that. No partner to call on. Wait a minute. What an incredible move by Mark Andrews. That's technique, that's speed, that's agility, that's a mix of power in there as well. But I'll tell you what it is above anything else, it's absolutely lightning. Double knee strike, and catches him coming with a beautiful Northern Lights. Northern Lights and floated over back to his feet. Standing moonsault, middle of the ring, scoring position. It's only a 2 count. Bowden finds a way. Maybe Josh Bowden is going to break that losing streak. Maybe your main event of Wednesday Night Wrestling this evening is going to see Josh Bowden finally get the W back in the right column. Mark Andrews sent right over the top. There's another enziguri. Once again, it's a game of the feet, ladies and gentlemen. They've proved such an important part of this match. Suicide dive by Josh Bowden. I'll tell you what. That wasn't just a suicide, that might have been a suicide murder pact. Because Mark Andrews might be completely stone cold. He's going for it. He's going for that power onto the knees. He got every bit of it. He got every bit of it. That is Josh Bowden's favourite go-to move in Fight Nation. But it's not enough. It's not enough on this occasion of Bowden. Bowden is holding up those 2 fingers like he's holding up court papers saying, what the hell do you mean, Honor? What the hell do you mean? What do you mean it was 2? What do you mean only 2? Oh, Mark Andrews, he's going for it again. He's going, this is dangerous territory for Mark Andrews. Oh, what a counter! What a counter by Andrews! No, he couldn't quite get it, Bowden. And Bowden just super kicked Mark Andrews, who is suspended in animation with the strength of that kick. And he lifts Mark Andrews high into the night here. Oh, he reversed it into a stunner! Excuse me! Reverse Hurricane Rana! He absolutely spiked Josh Bowden with his head. Oh, standing shooting star press! Are you kidding me? He got him!
A superb victory there from White Lightning Mark Andrews. And clearly you can see why this young, exciting, high-flying superstar has been the 2nd man selected to enter the British Heavyweight Championship Tournament at the Future of Fight on November 19th at MySkateWorld in Eastbourne. There's still 2 more men to announce for this competition, so make sure that you tune in again next week to find out who the next man is in this tournament. Until then, we'd like to thank you very much for watching, and we will see you all again next week.